up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm doing something I don't normally do. We're gonna do a favorites with a couple of fails mixed in video. Beauty favorites, most of it is makeup. I think there's like one or two non-makeup products, but they're like skincare and stuff. So it's beauty favorites, mostly makeup. It's a heavy lean on makeup. I normally don't do monthly favorites and fails though, because you know, I do the everyday makeup basket or the everyday makeup drawer, whatever. And I don't get to try out like a whole bunch of stuff every month on like enough basis for me to really have like new favorites. So most of my favorites tend to be kind of older leaning products for that month, like the products that I really enjoyed using. So if you're interested in me doing a video like this every month, then let me know down below. Give the video a thumbs up. If you guys want to see it, I can definitely do more because I like watching these. I just don't know, like most of the ones that I watch tend to be like newer products, and I don't know if you guys are really interested in seeing my thoughts on like older-ish products. Do you know what I mean? So let me know down below. But today we're doing a favorites. I'm pretty excited. I've got a basket of stuff I've been loving over the past month in March, and I think I'm just gonna go in like a random order. I'm just gonna grab stuff out and talk about it. The first thing, oh you guys, this is the Balm, the Manizer Sisters, the Luminizing Collection. Mine is beat up because I've been using it quite a bit this month. Obviously this month I did not have an everyday makeup basket or an everyday makeup drawer, so I was using random products in my collection, and this is definitely what I seem to gravitate more towards because it's so easy to use. The shades are beautiful. You have a bronzer, you have a blush, you have a highlight. The shades are gorgeous and everything just works so well together. It's the best for just a basic makeup look. Like if you don't really want to do anything special with like the face makeup, right, and you want the eyes to be the focal point, that's when I use this, because it provides you this very simple but very nice looking, beautiful look. It's gorgeous. And the Balm is the company that does their 50% off of everything sales like fairly often, so you can normally score the Balm products for pretty good pricing. That's when, if they've got anything new that I'm interested in, that's normally when I'll pick it up. They just had one and I didn't buy anything. I'm kind of kicking myself, but kind of not, because I don't really need anything right now. But such a good product. It's so beautiful. It's so simple to use. And this has the Mary Luminizer, the Cindy Luminizer, and the Betty Luminizer. It has all three of those in here, and those are some cult classic products from the Balm. So it really is a good deal even if you don't find it on sale. It's just a nice little travel size palette. The packaging is adorable, the whole thing. I have no complaints about this whatsoever because I just love the entire concept of this. So definitely something that I have been super enjoying this month. Some of the stuff I have talked about before, okay, but I feel like I just need to talk about it again. And one of those things are these Becca primers. Mine are so old. And so these are currently in my shit that don't fit bag. I have the backlight priming filter and then the first light priming filter. Mine are the smell is starting to go off. So I'm really trying to focus on using these because I want to use up as much as I can. Ideally, I'd like to use them up before they completely go off, but I'd like to use up, if nothing else, as much as I can before they're done for, you know what I mean? But I feel like I love these. These are seriously some of my favorite primers, but they're so unassuming, right? And the packaging is just so meh, you know, and I feel like I never reach for them because I want to. Like they sit in my drawer, you know, and they just look like this, and I don't really reach for them ever. But when I use them, it's like the heavens have opened up, and I totally remember why I love these in the first place and why I felt like spending the money on these was such a good idea. And then I kick myself for not having used them in the past. This primer I used up several samples of last year, and it's just one of those, it makes your skin look so good. It's color correcting, it's beautiful. This is a gorgeous luminizing primer, and you guys, seriously, it gives you this amazing like from within glow, and and I feel like these are just so basic. They are cult classics, but they're so basic. No one really talks about them on like a regular basis. I know people do here and there, but they're older products, right? So I don't feel like they get the love that they truly deserve anymore. And they're just so easy to forget about because they're so unassuming. And I love these. And every time I use these, I'm reminded of how much I love them. And then I get pissed off at myself because I'm not showing them enough love, and now they're going bad. And that just makes me really sad. But they are really good primers. If you haven't tried them, obviously Becca Cosmetics is going out of business. So if you haven't tried them, I honestly don't know if I'd recommend trying them or not. I don't want you guys to like get hooked on these and then not be able to get them anymore, but I definitely think they are worth a try because they are phenomenal. Another product, this is an eyeshadow palette. This is the Lovecraft Beauty, the Basic Rituals palette. So it's the just minimalist shades, right? But they're all kind of darker base shades except for this stark white. I got this palette in Ipsy, I believe. And I was like, okay, like it's cute, right? I like it, but my concern was I didn't know like how often I'd actually get to use it. And so over the month of March, I did a lot of kind of like darker looks or more dramatic looks and things like that. This waning shade, this stark black shade, I actually have a really decent dip in. It's a really good black eyeshadow, and black eyeshadows are, they're not difficult to do, right? But it's hard to find one that's kind of the shade that I want, you know, like that's like the opaqueness that I want. This one came through, you guys. This white shade in waxing is also very beautiful. This Juno shade is gorgeous as a crease shade if you're doing like a darker, more smoky look. But seriously, I did several smoky looks and darker looks in the month of March. And I loved this palette. It did everything I needed it to do. It was great as like an add-on palette. Obviously I haven't hit pan in it yet, so you will be seeing it again sometime soon while I do some more work on this. But I actually really enjoyed this way more than I originally thought that I was going to. So I figured I'd mention it here because it is a really nice palette. This is another thing that I've mentioned before, but now I've got, you know, opinions to back it up on. The Milani Cheek Kiss liquid blushes. I have Rose Romance and Nude Flesh. These are, from as far as I know, these are like a drugstore dupe for the Glossier Cloud Paints. And I got these and I tried them in a like What's New at the Drugstore video, and I freaking loved them. They're so beautiful. They blend out so wonderfully. They're fantastic. But when I had tried these, I had not tried a Glossier Cloud Paint. Now I own like 3 Glossier Cloud Paints because I bought them during Black Friday. This one is in the shade Storm. I just grabbed like, I have a couple more in there that I don't know the shade names of, but I just grabbed a random one, so it's not like, we're not color duping here. But I have tried the Glossier Cloud Paints now. Listen, I still vote for the Milani, okay? The Glossier Cloud Paints are beautiful. They are incredibly pigmented. You don't need very much, but I found that the Milani ones blend out a little bit better. They blend out a little bit more seamlessly. They were just a little bit easier to work with, and I do think they have really nice pigmentation. I feel like the pigmentation isn't quite as much as the Glossier ones, but I honestly like that better about these because they're easier to work with. When you're dealing with a cream product like a cream blush, something that's just naturally very pigmented, you need to be able to blend it in a timely manner. And this one blended out pretty well, even if you waited, you know, like 30 seconds or so. Glossier sticks to your ass like glue. Like, it's very difficult. You have to move quickly if you're using this. And I feel like the Milani ones give you a little bit more leeway to work with. So I like the Glossier ones, don't get me wrong, but if I had to pick one, I would go Milani all day, every day. And the fact that these are like $8 or $9 is just icing on the cake in my personal opinion. Speaking of good drugstore products, I actually have a couple here that I really liked. I've been using this, so I've been having some breakouts lately. This is the NYX HD Photogenic Concealer in green. I'm actually almost out of this. The cap is all cracked. I'm almost out. I had to take the stopper out because there's just not a whole lot of product left in here. But honestly, this is probably one of my favorite green concealers that I've tried. It really does counteract the redness. I feel like this is an actually pretty opaque concealer, but the consistency, again, is easier to blend. Like, in a lot of the color correcting palettes that I've tried, they tend to be very, very thick. This is a thick concealer, but it's not so thick that you can't blend it out. And a little goes a long way because there have been several days where I've put what I thought was a small amount of concealer on and it's just blended green across my entire face. So you really don't need very much of this. It's a super affordable price and it will last you so long. I've had this for so long and it's still kicking. The smell has not changed. The formula has not changed. The color has not changed. It's still working wonderfully and I freaking love it. Also, drugstore, if you're like me, I have, well, I mean, I have a lot of lip liners, but I don't have lip liners for every shade of like lipstick that I have. And sometimes if I'm doing like a specific type of dark look, I just want to have a nice feather barrier, right? And when I need that, I turn to this. And I've talked about this before too, but this is the Pixi Lip Contour Liner in Invisible. And it's literally just a clear lip liner you put on like you would any other lip liner. except there's no shade to it. So it just, everything goes on over it so smoothly, so seamlessly. It helps with not feathering. It really does work well, and I like it. And I like the fact that I don't have to, if I just need something that doesn't necessarily shade match something, or like sometimes I'll do a different shade of lip liner with a different shade of like lipstick or liquid lipstick on top to get kind of a custom color. But if I just want like, I typically like to use this when I'm doing like a really dark blue or a black lip, because obviously I don't have that in lip liners, and I don't want to use an eyeliner because that dries out my lips. This works perfectly for that. I will never stop talking about this. I have several of these. I've used up several of these. They're phenomenal, super affordable, and you can find them at Target. What more do you need? Okay, now some just random things. Okay, so over the past month, I have been doing a lot of looks that involve a lot of liner. I've done a couple of like graphic liner looks and things like that, and I struggle so much with, when I use a liquid liner, with getting really fine lines that don't skip, partially because I have a shaky hand and really textured eyelids, but partially because I found that the more that I pull the liquid liner over eyeshadow, it kind of like dries out and goes very like fuzzy almost. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't really know how to describe it, but I just, it doesn't, it looks really good the first couple of lines, and then it just starts to fade, and I don't like that. And so I've been kind of testing out a couple of other things as the month has gone by. You might be able to tell in my Instagram pictures. I honestly don't know, but I've been testing out a couple of things, and this is the one, you guys. This is the Suva Beauty Hydra liner, which I've used in the past. I've had these for a while. I ended up buying a second one. I don't know why. It was a total impulse purchase, but these are so good. This is in grease. They come in a variety of different colors. They're also really good. Like the Hydra paints are really good if you're doing any type of like Halloween makeup or anything like that. I have a couple of the little like glow in the dark palettes that they have, Suva Beauty does, but for just regular like basic graphic liner, this has saved a couple of my looks. Not greatly saved them, because typically I only pull this in when I'm in desperate need, but if you have a really good liner brush, this will work. And it's so cool because you just spray it with water and it activates the look, which means it's not waterproof, unfortunately. But if you're trying to do a very specific look, I recommend these because they do work better. And I like, if you're doing something besides just like a wing, I like using these because I feel like it just makes it a little bit easier than using an actual liquid liner. That's what I found in my personal experience. Also, I've been doing a lot of like editorial-ish type looks this past month, and so because of that, I've been using a lot of my Anastasia Beverly Hills glitter adhesive. I ended up, I was doing a look, I don't remember which look, and I ended up dropping this and spilling it on my carpet, and now I only have that much left, right? And I immediately freaked out because I was like, no, this is my favorite glitter glue. It's my absolute favorite. It works for gemstones. This is what I like. And I immediately went on Amazon and ordered another bottle, and the bottle that actually came, this one came in that holiday like glitter set, the holographic glitter set that Anastasia did. And the one that came from Amazon is like twice the size. It's huge. And I'm so excited. But I assumed always that this was full size, and it turns out it's not, which just kind of makes sense. Either way, I liked it enough that when I was like, oh no, I spilled it, only have a little bit left now, I was immediately went and bought another one without giving it a second thought or even researching other glitter glues. And you guys know me, there's not many products that I will like knowingly repurchase because I'm almost out, because I like to try new things. So this I feel like is worth mentioning because it didn't even cross my mind to like Google other things. And I know NYX makes one. This one is for the larger size, I think it's like $18. Totally worth it. It didn't even cross my mind to get a different one. Okay, my last favorite, and then I have an unfavorite, is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Stick and Buffer. I just got these. I think I talked about it in a video, but it's just an eyeshadow stick, and I ended up picking up the kind of like cream nude shade because I figured that would be great just as to use as an eyeshadow primer. I have been loving this. I've used it several times actually, which is pretty rare because I try not to focus on like brand new products specifically. And this one, every time I needed a primer, I was like, oh, let me grab this, let me grab this. It's been good. It definitely helps with creasing. It's very thick, but it's very creamy and it glides on really nicely. And then it's actually pretty easy to blend out. I normally do it with a brush, but you can do it with your fingers, and it just provides you a really nice base. I've really been liking this actually, and now I want to get more colors. So And then my unfavorite, okay. This is also from like a what's new at the drugstore first impressions video that I did. I tried it, hated it. It was a disaster. Then I did a speed review on that video and I still hated it. But I was like, I'm gonna keep trying, I'm gonna keep trying. I can't. I try really hard to find ways to make products work, right? And to, you know, just not just get rid of things, right? So right now I've got a couple of eyebrow products that I'm getting rid of because the shade is just not a good match for me. And I can't, like, it makes my eyebrows look red and it's not a good look for me. But beyond that, I've been doing pretty well this month, right? Those are the only things that I'm decluttering this month are a couple of eyebrow products because they aren't the right shade for me. And this is that Ulta Beauty Free Spirit Eyeglass Topper. Every time I use it, my entire eyeshadow look creases. I used it in a look on my Instagram. First of all, there's hardly any product left. I don't know where all the product went. I don't know. It's evaporating. I have no idea. It's the weirdest thing. And the whole packaging is sticky. I don't like it. But every look that I have done using this has creased the whole look because it like spreads. No, I don't like it. I can't. I'm getting rid of it. Part of me was considering like passing it on to Britt, but honestly, I like her more than that. You know, I don't want, no, I'm just gonna throw this away. And it's all, I don't understand why it's so sticky. Ugh, I don't like it though. I don't recommend it. It came in one of those kits from Ulta, like the 4-piece Peach Paradise kit. That alone would stop me from buying more of those kits. I had other problems with that kit, but if I loved everything else in the kit except for this, I would not buy any more of the kits because this, I hate it that much. It's terrible. It's terrible. So that is what I've been loving and not loving for the month of March. Let me know down below in the comments what you guys have been loving and not loving for the month of March. And make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you want me to make more monthly favorites and unfavorites, then let me know down below. Because like I said in the beginning, I'd like to do that. But most of them are going to be kind of like semi-olderish products. It's not going to be brand new stuff. And obviously, I don't want to bore you guys. So let me know. Please make sure you hit that big red subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me. And I'll catch you guys next time.